It's time for Esports WRC Rally Catalunya. Hello and welcome to this recap video. I am Monkey Man and I'm going to be taking you through all the actions from Rally Catalunya for round 5 of Esports WRC. Leading up to this round, we've had 4 different winners out of 4 rallies, so it's a very tight race for the individual championship. Over in the teams championship, it's WED taking a big lead so far, so the other teams have their work cut out for them there. Now as we head to Rally Catalunya, let's take a look at the stages drivers will be facing. As always, it's the 2-stage format, first up with the Super Special stage and then on to the Epic stage. The Super Special stage here in Barcelona is a very tight circuit with walls both sides right through the middle of the city centre, and drivers will have to be absolutely millimeter perfect to get the most out of this track while avoiding clipping any walls. Then onto the Epic stage. This is a great stage with both gravel and tarmac through the stage, so drivers will have to adapt halfway through at the switchover point. Also, one section to note, this tight right-handed downhill, it's tricky braking zone because you have to slow right down to get through this very tight gate here. As I say, it's a tricky little section and I'm sure it'll catch a few drivers out if they're not prepared for it. As the season progresses, it's becoming clearer and clearer that the top drivers are all preferring the Hyundai, seeming to have just a little edge in speed over the rest of the cars. But I say little because it is only a small advantage, and we have seen some of the other cars get very close to the top of the leaderboard. So if you are out there competing yourself, don't worry too much about the car you choose, because any of these cars are capable of a top 10 result. They are all just that close. But anyway, let's move on now and take a look at how the weekend did progress and how your favorite driver performed. So after having 4 different winners in the previous 4 rounds, we've finally got someone who's managed to get 2 wins this season, and that was Subi. So congratulations to him for winning Rally Catalunya. Subi from WED makes it 2 in a row after his win in Mexico, and that puts him in the lead of the championship at this point. Second place was Nexel, and third, Jono's regulars on the podium this season and last season, of course, putting themselves in very strong contention for the championship as well. Further down the order, there were a few different results from the previous rounds. Speed Booster has managed to find his feet after having a few rough rounds early in the season. He came in 4th and really starting to mount a challenge on those finals positions. On the other hand, we have Armstrong, who was down in 14th. His worst result so far this season after getting a win earlier on. It now looks like he took it a bit easy this round. It'll be interesting to see if he bounces back in the next one. Of course, looking at this leaderboard, it is still just as tight as it has been in previous rounds. Look at this, only a couple of seconds separating nearly 10 drivers here. Any tiny half mistake will put you down so many spots and cost you points. And that means it is still, of course, tight in the championship battle for those finals positions. The front few have managed to pull away a bit with Subi leading the pack, but then, of course, the battle for the top 8 is very fierce at the moment. And we'll continue on to the next rounds. Over in the teams championship, of course, WED extending their lead with that win by Subi. TX3 and Esports and Cars following behind, having a close battle themselves, while the other teams trail a bit further behind again. My personal Rally Catalunya experience, unfortunately I was busy over the weekend, so I had to get my runs in early, and that means I had just a little bit less practice time than I wanted. In the end though, I did manage to set a time I was pretty happy with, and I managed to get 11. Just 0.03 away from that top 10 result, which is my target each round. So while a little bit frustrating, the signs are good that I will be able to do it in the next round if I just push just the tiniest little bit faster. Only a whisker away from getting that top 10. I actually really enjoyed the stages, but without that practice time I wasn't able to squeeze the maximum out of it. I know I could have done that, just that I definitely could have gone 0.03 faster, so it was a little bit frustrating to miss that target by just a tiny margin. But that is it for Rally Catalunya recap. Hopefully you enjoyed watching that one. Of course, all the previous round recaps are still available on my channel, so go check that out and subscribe if you want to check out recaps of future rounds. As I've done in a few of my previous videos, a quick tip for anyone who watched this far if you are competing yourself, and that is that practice makes perfect. I know it's a cliche, but really nothing else will make you faster like practice will. You don't need to worry too much about setups if you just focus on getting in some extra practice, putting in a few extra stage times, and it really will benefit you more than anything else will. And you see all these top guys are putting in the big hours to make it to the top of the leaderboard. It's no fluke, it's not just natural talent, it really is practice, practice, practice. Alright, we've reached the end of the video. As I say, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Let me know in the comments if you reckon I can do these recap videos a little bit better in any way. I'd love to know. But apart from that, remember to wear your sunscreen.
Cool.